All three games in Hitman's World of Assassination trilogy get a VR upgrade in this PSVR2 exclusive port that proves there's plenty of fun to be had taking down targets in first person. Can the power and unique capabilities of PlayStation VR 2 enhance and improve the core Hitman experience? That's the question I had heading into my recent hands-on demo for this latest iteration of Hitman World of Assassination. Of course, the Hitman franchise has been playable in this manner before, most recently via Hitman 3 VR Reloaded on MetaQuest devices, but the nature of IOI's new version technically being a native port of an existing game means there's a lot more meat on the bone here. All 20 plus exotic locations from the past 3 games are present and accounted for, complete with returning stealth mechanics and mission stories primed to educate you on how best to take down every target. It really is a jamboree's worth of content to dive into. The first thing to mention is that IO Interactive hasn't really rewritten any virtual reality rulebooks with Hitman World of Assassination on PSVR 2. Much like other celebrated first-person shooter games playable in VR, taking out Agent 47's trademark silenced pistol is a simple case of reaching down to your waist, pulling it out and letting the bullets fly. Hitman being a series able to be played entirely unnoticed though, means that the studio has had to rethink a few franchise staples, such as how to take out enemies quietly, how to put on disguises, and how to translate menial tasks that might not be fun to pull off in first person, but are key to letting you stay hidden and go unnoticed. With regards to the latter, IOI has resolved the issue by simply having the camera pull back to a traditional third-person view. Whenever you must wipe down a table or stand somewhere specific to blend in, you'll see Agent 47 in the exact same way as he appears in the flat version of these levels, but with the added ability to snap the camera around him in order to gain a full 360-degree view. I'm in agreement with the studio that while having players perform these oddly specific tasks themselves is more immersive in theory, there's plenty of other considerations and tasks worth worrying about that should be on your mind instead, such as a target's route, where a key item might be, and so on. Third-person view also comes into play whenever you climb a ladder or jump down from a ledge, for instance. Is it the most realistic? No, but it is the most efficient, and it does well to avoid any potential frustration that 47 likely wouldn't want to suffer with anyway. Getting into specifics of the way Hitman works differently in PSVR 2 then, and in all honesty, the changes are slight and mostly relate to ease of use. As already mentioned, pulling a gun in the rare or not so rare instances you need to by pulling it either from your waist or back feels natural as it does in a lot of other VR games. But a nice touch I appreciated was the laser sight addition. Simply touch the R2 button halfway on your right PSVR 2 controller and a laser beam will engage, allowing you to line up a shot nicely before pulling down on the trigger fully. This, combined with the nature of knives to land right between the eyes of enemies when thrown with enough force, made me feel properly empowered as Agent 47 in VR, even from afar. Other adjustments relate to how disguises are now being handled. Rather than stand by and watch 47 change clothes with a quick animation from third person as seen elsewhere, this is one aspect that's been better smoothed out. All that's needed to dress up as someone else now is to grip the outfit off of a corpse and then slam it into your chest, at which point you'll have instantaneously taken on this disguise. Plus, if you're ever unclear which outfit you're now wearing, a simple look at 47's watch on his left wrist now brings up a series of 3 tile grids, one displaying your current disguise, while the other 2 serve as a map and a list of your objectives. Bringing it up proved a bit finicky in my demo from time to time admittedly, but generally I'd say this new UI integration is a good way to convey this important information without being too invasive on the experience. All the other regular Hitman-y actions and tasks have either been preserved or altered in the appropriate manner for Hitman World of Assassination on PSVR 2 too, I'd say. Proving this more so was my nature to still regularly find myself in outlandish scenarios that, while probably not very realistic, work wonderfully for Hitman's brand of circumstantial humour. At one point during Hitman 2's The Last Resort mission, for example, while trying to snag a doctor's clothes, there was the threat of being spotted by one of the hotel staff. This swiftly descended into me poking my head around the door frame multiple times, where me and the NPC were caught in an awkward game of peekaboo. Peering around corners in this way isn't possible in the modern Hitman Hitman trilogy when played normally, but by now embodying the world myself, investigations can be borderline slapstick. Overall, I came away from my Hitman World of Assassination PSVR2 preview session impressed by all the ways IOI has chosen to either keep or alter Agent 47's actions in a way that seems to make good sense for the platform, depending on what's the most efficient. At a time when VR players are generally starved for in-depth and thoughtful AAA experiences right now, it's refreshing to see Hitman finally get it right in the medium. Even if you played through these missions ad infinitum already, playing them on PSVR2 presents each in a way that feels simultaneously familiar but fresh. Hitman World of Assassination appears to be the killer app that PlayStation's sequel headset is in desperate need of. I'm just hoping it's not too late. Do you plan on picking it up? Be sure to let us know in the comment section below, and consider subscribing to the Mirror Gaming YouTube channel to stay up to date with even more videos like this. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.